Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very frustrating day episode of This Is Our Life. So, we have to leave here about 5 or 6 in the morning, maybe 4 in the morning, I'm not sure, because we have to be in Lebanon tomorrow, and we don't exactly have enough gas. We have enough gas for this area, but not to make a trip like this. So we have to go all the way up to Lebanon for my wife to see 2 different doctors. And I didn't understand if maybe there was another one we had to see or not. Went to DHS today, Department of Human Services. Thankfully we didn't see our caseworker, we saw a different caseworker. This caseworker actually knew what she was doing and was helpful and was polite. And if I understood her correctly, I'm only going to have half my check next month. So I don't know. And then, I found some of these activists around here. They don't want anything negative posted. They don't want anybody to say anything negative. I actually got some people telling me that. I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, what? Are you going to shoot me if I say something negative about you? And what are you going to do? You're going to take this video and you're going to play around with it so it sounds like I'm saying something I'm not? I remember under Franco in Spain, people got shot and people went to prison when they criticized. Or even if the government thought you were criticizing. And is that the way it is? It's going to be here? Can't criticize. Oh my gosh, that's scary. That's real scary. And then the fact that these people keep a running track, a running record of every single thing a person posts online, going back months and years. That's pretty bad. And that says a lot about them. If this goes beyond the people in Keene, and it goes to include the Free State Project as a whole, then I want nothing to do with it. But hopefully that's not the way it is, because I know there's some good activism and there's some good people involved with this. But there are also some nutcases. People who want power, people who like to manipulate, people who lie, people who are violent. It's crazy because there are actually violent people out there, but those people are okay. But when someone says something that's, they say something rhetorical, then all of a sudden these people get upset. Yet the actual violent people out there, they're okay with those people. That's some crazy stuff going on here. Because if this is the way it actually is with everybody, then I'll actually start fighting against these people instead of fighting for them or with them. And I don't want that to I don't want to have to do that. My wife isn't here right now because she took the router back to Walmart because it's not working, and we just bought it. Not at the beginning of the month when we got our check, so it's already broken. I'm like, my gosh. I need to get up and make something for us to eat. Guess I'm just going to make tostadas again. Paperwork. After the appointment with Department of Health and Human Services, there's more paperwork we have to take care of. I have to get bills from the hospital and take to DHS. At least like I said, the lady we were working with today, she was helpful. She was very nice. She was polite. You know, she knew what she was doing. You know, and there was a bunch of stuff that they wanted, and we had already turned in a long time ago. And she found it. She found it in the records. Yet our actual caseworker, whom we gave this information to, sometimes more than once, she can't figure out where it is. She wants it again and again and again. The same information. Like, that's just crazy. But, also John is becoming a big boy. Those hormones are starting to work in him. I don't know how we're going to do this by Thursday, because we have to have this place cleaned up by Thursday. And we've done some, but you know, there's both of us have our, you know, we have physical health issues, and you know, so we're not getting anything done today or tomorrow, because tonight we have to go to bed early, because we have to be up early so we can drive the hour and a half, 2 hours it takes to get to Lebanon. And once we get there, we have to figure out where we have to go in Lebanon. And we have to find our way to hospital. It was our understanding that all this was going to actually take place in Keene, but it's not taking place in Keene. So I don't know. A lot to think about concerning staying here or not staying here. We get along fine with our neighbors, with our, not the people in this building, but the rest of our neighbors. And, you know, the native New Hampshireites and all, we get along with them just fine. It's not the people who live here that we have issues with. It seems it's only the activists. I wonder why that is. And now we can't speak freely about things, because if you criticize them, there's something bad about that. You know, like I said, I already lived under that in Spain under Franco. So I also lived under that kind of stupidity in the institutions that I pretty much grew up in. So sad, very sad. But anyway, yeah, those two are still there, running around, wrestling, playing, jumping. But you know, more wars. You know, if you look at the TV, there's more wars, more big government, more fascism, more communism, more government regulation, more wars, more wars. You know, I find these activists to be so hypocritical. They have no problems with the people that are actually violent, but they have a problem with people making rhetorical comments. Are you nuts? Actually, I think you are. A lot to think about. You know, my wife has breast cancer, and we have to make all these trips in and out of town for doctor visits. Now we have to make a trip all the way up to Lebanon. They just told us maybe 20, 30 minutes ago that we have to go to Lebanon. we don't have the gas to go to Lebanon. Somebody's supposed to come by and give us a map, because we don't even know anything about Lebanon. And then my wife's Social Security case, the Social Security Administration declined to allow her to use the attorney she had chosen, and they are not postponing the hearing. So she doesn't have anybody to represent her. There's not time to get the case, organized by a representative. And if my understanding is right, I'm only getting half my check next month. And this thing in Kenya, it wouldn't surprise me if the U.S. government or if the British government had something to do with that. There's always the government doing these things, and then years later you find out that the conspiracy was real. There really was a government after all. People need to think about that. People who go after conspiracy theorists. Doesn't mean every conspiracy is true, because they're not, but some of them are, a lot of them are. But anyway, I'm not in a good mood. My wife's not in a good mood. Neither one of us are getting very good sleep because we're both worried about my wife's health. And